Hello everybody, it's your host Luigi, and we are finally going to cover a very long-awaited item today. I finally just got the time to do this after getting so distracted with everybody else, but now it's time to move on to the main event. Today we are finally going to review none other than the Natsuki Nendoroid at long last. That's right folks, it is finally time for Natsuki to get her own Nendoroid review, and I couldn't be more excited. As I've mentioned before, Natsuki is tied with Monika for best Doki in my eyes, so of course I am super hyped for her arrival after all these months. I just wish things weren't so crazy with her right now. Now, I wish I had some good news to give about where to get this particular Nendoroid, and I would have if you asked me like 4 days ago. But the truth is that Natsuki is more slippery than a piece of butter on a warm summer's day to track down at any official retailers at the moment. She is in stock one moment, and she goes out of the stock the next, and all the while everyone is still at the mercy of aftermarket scalpers if you missed out on the pre-order period. It is truly wild to see this happening, honestly, and I do hope there will be a silver lining in the future so everyone can get the precious pink one without selling a kidney first. Natsuki's Nendoroid saga is vast and long-winded, and I fear this is still only the beginning for her. Keep up the good fight, Doki soldiers. But at the very least, some of us were able to obtain her through pre-order or at release, so we can now share her with you through video. And yeah, that's what today's video is going to be dedicated to. For you guys. For Nats. For Nendoroid. But before that, since I got my Nendoroid off AmiAmi, let's take a quick look at the bonus gift. Looking back on it now, I kind of regret not going with Good Smile for this particular Nendoroid. Seeing how small the cupcake is in person makes me wish I paid up the extra money to get the pre-order bonus. I shouldn't have been stingy, so I'm gonna be kicking myself until I can amend that mistake one day. But what I did get was his lovely art print of AmiAmi's main mascot. I'm a little sad though, as the September print was supposed to be this cute penguin themed piece, but they sent an older rerun piece from 2019 instead. I suppose they might have run out the newer prints, so they were giving out older prints in their stead. Either way, I still think this piece looks super beautiful. The style and composition are so fun, and the colors are so pretty. A lovely addition to my collection. Now that we have all the basics out of the way, we can go ahead and take a look at this fabulous box. Overall, like, whoever's in charge of the box design in this one, a big kudos to you. You understood the assignment and you delivered. Probably one of my favorite Nendoroid boxes I've ever seen. It's so cute and it just fits her personality so well. From the adorable little cat head and heart pattern on the sides to the blue circles that accent her photos surprisingly well. And just like everything about it is just, it's so top tier, I love it. Here is the top of the box. They had to reuse a image they used on the side. They didn't take as many photos as they did with Monika, but still think it looks great. You know, she's striking the tsundere pose. It's adorable. And oh yeah, it's also my Thirst 2000s Nendoroid, so I'm pretty excited about that as well. And following the tradition like with Monika's Nendoroid, we have the jump scare on the bottom of the box. And not gonna lie, it looks a little goofy here. Maybe it's just because it's behind that like bright blue circle, but I don't know, it gets a good little chuckle out of me. And just because I wanted to, here are both boxes we currently have together. And while don't get me wrong, they do look very nice, I'm now a little bit ticked off about Monika's box. Because you see here, yeah, they gave her this weird abstract diamond pattern. Okay, that's fine. Maybe they're going to do some abstract for all of them. That's fine. But then no. Then you look at Natsuki and she gets a cute little personalized pattern that actually relates to her character. And so now I'm wondering, why the heck didn't you do that for Monika? Unless... Oh my goodness, I've had a freaking revelation right now. Okay, I take back most of what I just said. It lasts like 20 seconds or something. Granted, would I think of hearts or music notes been a cue to patterning? Yes, but at least there's a purpose. Everything's a plus reference now. I'm a bit slow. Other than that, I do think the boxes look super cute together. The colors look very harmoniously together, and I love the different pops each have and how they follow a coherent theme together. Good stuff. Good. Everything's good. Oh my gosh, just look at them together. I love that. Alright, now that we've covered all the basics about the box and first impressions, we can now move on to opening her up. It's unboxing time, and you know what that means. The X-Acto knife, baby, we're bringing it back. This is going to be a recurring thing. And, Among Us are just magical, I'm sorry. But now, we're saving you. Okay, this is always the scariest part. They seal the box down so good, so I'm always so nervous. goodness. Okay. We did it, guys. Okay, come on, my child. Ready for this? Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, that's nice. Alright, they just changed the background basically from what it was on the bottom, but I'm so happy they're continuing the trend of doing the like better rendered out jump scares on the inside flaps. It just makes my little heart so happy. Alright, we're just gonna pull her all out, flap and all. And oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! She's beautiful. Look at that, guys. She is beautiful. Okay, so here's just what I took out of the box. I haven't touched anything yet, and oh my goodness. Ah! This is so awesome so far. I have the stupidest grin on my face right now if you could see me, but oh my goodness, I'm loving everything. Picking a place to start, today we're going to take a look at her background, which is the clubroom closet, and as always, the print turned out very nice. Again, it is weird to see this so closed in, as it feels more like a corridor than an entranceway, but I still think it's really awesome and so fine, so fine. And of course, I'm loving the pink pattern at the bottom. It kind of reminds me of like a little welcome mat, and I just think that's so adorable. On the back, here is the optional parts sheet, and oh my goodness, I've been so excited for hers. I mean, just look at that little cupcake mix box, like, and oh my, this quote is so profound. Oh my goodness, it really looks like they just ran a Sharpie over it. But yeah, I am loving the insightful quotes from Natsuki. Here is the instruction book, and not gonna lie, this one hits different. Not quite sure what it is, but it really reminds me of like an autopsy report. I don't know, maybe it's just the coloring or just kind of the funny way they photo printed this, but I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm looking at her dead body or something. Anyways, taking a look inside, we can see how to assemble various poses with both Japanese and English instructions. I feel like they got much more detailed since last time I took a look with Monika's Nendoroid, but maybe that's just the 2000s Nendoroid standard now, or maybe that's just because Natsuki has a lot more going on with her compared to Monika, so we'll find out. I seriously feel like I'm looking at instructions on how to dissect Natsuki right now though, and I don't know, that's really uncanny for me, but good job, guys! Alright, now that we're done looking at the extras, I will make sure to get to the optional parts towards the end. We finally get to focus on our girl! Wow! Let's go, guys! Now we flip the flap. We have our girl. Just taking a first look at this, I can already tell she's going to be fantastic. Also, a thing to note is that this time around, Good Smile ended up placing Natsuki's extra arm pieces in the below packet, where the stand rests, instead of placing them all up front in the plastic. This is a bit unusual to me, but I suppose they were running out of room up front, so they had to package them down below to save space, which that just makes sense. Starting with the arms and working our way up to the best, we have her folded arm parts. It turns out these arms come in two pieces, with the hand for the bottom arm being molded on top to give the illusion of a single piece. Very clever design, Good Smile. And oh, look at that! They've remembered to add the little golden button on the bottom of this arm! I love Good Smile's attention to detail. It's always the little things that make a figure truly come to life. Next up, we have the extra set of lower legs, and oh, just look at them little legs! And I love how it looks like her legs are no clipping through her skirt. I know they probably did it like this so to reduce paint chipping, but still, it looks so silly to see them like this. Other than that, this is a very nicely sculpted sitting skirt piece. And hey, they actually changed the peg color to black instead of brown. Next, we have the two glitch pieces. I go over the eyes, and I will admit, it's actually pretty cool how they interpreted these and created them to fit on the character. I was a little worried that perhaps it would be like a paper craft piece that slips behind the bang, but Good Smile delivered, and they are their own plastic pieces. We love us some good utilization. Detail in the particles is really amazing, and for such a small piece, such care is put into each of them, and wow, they just look really good. I can't wait to try these babies out. We have the manga up next, and oh my goodness, let's just admire how tiny this is. Bro, just look at it! We finally get a closer look at the Parfait Girls logo and color scheme, and I really love the vibe. The print is so crisp that you can even read the English lettering beneath the title. The inside is blank, and it would have been interesting if they included a couple of manga panels inside as an extra lore bonus, but I can understand why they didn't. An overall superb prop piece. Next up, we're going for the cupcake boys! Oh my goodness! goodness! Okay, I might die right now. Look how small and adorable that is. Oh my lord. I'm officially in love. From the pink wrapper to this adorable face, which just so happens to match my nails today. This definitely stands out as one of my favorite Nendoroid accessories that I own. Now we get to move on to the faceplates, starting with the pouty face. Oh my goodness, it is still so cursing without bangs. But looking past that, this faceplate is absolutely adorable. They even sculpted the puff to this cheek to give it that much needed oomph. And as always, the eyes are beautifully printed on with those crisp, clear colors we love. I also love the slight blush they add to the cheeks as well. Overall, that little pout is just irresistible. For the second faceplate, we have the quote-unquote wonder face, which actually comes packaged with one of the glitch pieces in her mouth. This is obviously the face we'll be using for the jump scare later on, but you can remove it by just giving it a gentle wiggle out of the mouth. This piece is so tiny yet detailed, mad respect. I honestly quite like this faceplate. Just something about its innocence or gentle surprise that suits the Nendoroid so well. Plus I love how it feels like we can see a deeper magenta in her eyes to give it an extra visual pop. But then again, I could say that for any of the faceplates. Just great planning in particular for this one. Now it is time for the main figure herself! Okay, oh my goodness. Here she is, everybody. I am so excited. So let's just unveil her. Let's get the initial plastic out of here. Get out of here. Oh my goodness, there you are! You're free! Well, just about. We gotta get the rest off you, but you'll be free soon. They did a very fine job making sure our girl came home safe. And voila! Here she is, plastic free and in reality. Oh my goodness, I am absolutely in love with this sculpt. It is simply fabulous and beautifully detailed, from Nat's pristine jacket and uniform top to her stockings and delicately painted wabakis. But the true part of Natsuki's sculpt that makes her shine is definitely her hair. For anyone who's ever looked at Natsuki, I'm pretty sure we can all agree that understanding how her hair works is a puzzle within itself. It's just so complex that it can become really difficult to interpret from an artistic perspective. Speaking from personal experience also. And that is why I have to give my highest kudos to Shichibi, as they knocked it out of the ballpark with this Nendoroid. From the way they anticipate how the hair parts from the scalp to the pigtails, and how the free hair drapes down to look so fluffy and flowy. Stunning. Even these ribbons are sculpted so beautifully underneath the ball joints that make up the pigtails. I absolutely love how they made the pigtails posable as well. Excellent touch. And I love how the barrette just gives this lovely pop to everything on her front bang here. Oh, so adorable. And of course, just look at that little face with the little fang. Too precious, bro. Yeah, just other than that, Natsuki contains pretty regular motion, found in most basic human Nendoroids. Yeah, I have to say, Natsuki's definitely impressing me with her gorgeous sculpt so far, and would be a gem in any collection. This is the last pack of pieces that were in the bottom of the box. Still feels weird to see arm parts down by the stand area, but they look protected, and that's really all we care about. Taking said arm parts out of the packaging, it turns out they come individually wrapped. And this packaging style reminds me a lot of Reman sets actually, so ooh, exotic. For the last few pieces in the bottom of the box, we also get another clear display stand to hold the text box optional parts, an extra mystery piece, which is actually just a spare neck peg. It's quite surprising to see that the joints look like this. You wouldn't think that they would have this much movement with a shape like this, so go figure. We also have this small hand piece with a little peg on it. I'm pretty sure this hand is used exclusively for the cupcake pose, and I have to say it's pretty darn cute. We have this third pair of arms, which I believe are used for holding the phone optional part piece. Interestingly, this is the only pair of arms that do not include the buttons on them. So I wonder if there's a visual reason why that was done, or if it just happened to be a coincidence. And lastly, we have the fourth pair of arms, which I am pretty sure are for holding the manga. Most of these hands can be swapped out, so depending on the pose, you can change the hand needed for the arm in that case, so you have lots of possibilities. Now that we have all the pieces laid out, I have to say, that this is quite impressive how much she comes with considering she is from the modern Nendoroid era. I feel like she almost comes with more content than even Monika did in this aspect, which is genuinely surprising to me. She is definitely heading towards the top Doki MPV spot at this rate, and as usual I am blown away at the amazing quality of the figure and the Nendoroid series thus far from what I've seen. Good Smile is very good at what they do, and Natsuki is definitely one of the best ones yet, and I can't wait to test out her poses next. Oh, and one more thing before we move to the pose segment. At long last, we can reunite these two! Ta-da! Oh my goodness, look how precious they are together! Ah! Bro, they just look so nice together. Both are looking so pristine and dapper and are faithfully adapted from their original counterparts respectively. I do find it funny, however, that Natsuki comes with such a small base compared to Monika. I honestly thought that Monika's base was the standard size for regular Nendoroids until I saw Natsuki's base, and then I was like, second thought. But I do get why Monika had to have a larger base. For Natsuki, she doesn't really need that as much. In contrast, the arm part for Natsuki's base is much longer, more angular than Monika's base arm, which is much shorter and stout. I can understand the reasoning since, you know, both deal with different intended posing options, so we don't deal with longer than we need. But don't worry, girls. I got some new stands on the way and we'll spice things right up. But before we do that, we'll have a new guest I would like to show. This here is our new a cat assistant to the family, our new boy. This is Franco. Natsuki meet Franco. Franco meet Natsuki. He approves. So yeah, this is our new boy. Everyone say hi to Franco. Hi! You checking out the lights of my setup? You exposing my secrets? What? You doing that? Are ya? Moving on to the posing segment now. Here's the first one we'll be covering. It is a recreation of this pose over here from the Plus main menu. And overall, yeah, I'm in love with this pose. This is like honestly so adorable. The arms just, oh my goodness, they just accent the whole pose so beautifully. And surprisingly, the arm pieces being split into two actually helps a lot with putting on the Nendoroid and posing it. So good call, Good Smile. Alright, if you thought that last pose was adorable, you have not seen anything yet. Just take a look at this one. I love it so much. She's just so, I want to say cute, but she'll kill me if I do. But honestly, she just looks so perfect. I love how she just holds the little cupcake. It looks so sweet, and this pose isn't really based on anything, but I just think it's a really cute little option for her to show her little cupcakes because she's so proud of them. I will say it is a little hard to get the cupcake on the hand peg at first, but once you put it on at least once or twice, it goes on fairly easy after. So don't be scared, but also be careful. Alright, here's the third pose, and she is doing her classic tsundere pose from the original main menu. And oh my goodness, this one was actually really fun to pose. The hands and situating the arms were a little tricky, at least I feel like for the left side in particular. The right wasn't too bad, but overall I think this pose is really rewarding, and it's just such a nice little callback to our first glance at her, you know, back in the day. Just, it's got so sweet seeing her little pouty face with that assertive stance going on. It's just, I love this one. Next, we have her sitting pose for when we are reading in the corner with her. Basically a recreation of this picture here. And oh my goodness, this is probably my favorite pose yet, actually. It's just, oh my goodness, she just looks so sweet sitting down. She's just so precious like this. Probably her most top tier pose. The way she's holding the manga, it fits really nicely in the hand, nice and snug. The bottom piece goes in pretty good, maybe a little bit hard to wiggle in at first, but fairly smooth after. And the faceplate to top it all off, oh, bottom leg pieces came in clutch in this one. And since we are already in this pose, let's move on to the most anticipated pose slash faceplate, the jump scare. I definitely have to get my hats off to Good Smile on this one. The way they incorporate the jump scare on this Nendoroid is incredibly smart and such a nice way to utilize both our three faceplates while still giving us the jump scare faceplates that make the Doki Nendoroids some of the most unique ones out there. And oh my goodness, this pose is pretty uncanny in person. It's a little hard to assemble for your first time. The bangs basically have these little notches on either side for the peg pieces on the glitch eye parts to to slide into, but they're actually pretty hard to wiggle into place so they are at the proper angle to hover over the faceplate piece. I guess it's not too bad once you get the hang of it, but I will admit it's very rewarding once you assemble it. She definitely is giving Monika a run for her money. This is a genuinely uncanny and kind of goofy faceplate in person, but I still have both and they look awesome on display. Before we conclude today's review, I also want to take a moment and properly appreciate Natsuki's optional parts prop sheet. This is seriously one of the top highlights for this Nendoroid and adds such a special and personalized flair for our lovely gal. These are the text boxes all cut out and ready to go, but surprisingly 3 of them are actually shorter than the average size, like the glitched quote at the top. I suppose this is done to accommodate the space necessary for the other accessories, as there was a lot to fit on the page this time. Starting with my favorite paper craft, we have the Cocoa Cat Cupcake Mix Box. I cannot gush enough about how cute this is in person. I am dying over here, seriously bro! This is too precious! I do apologize if the assembly job looks a bit messy though. While this accessory may have turned out the cutest, it was also the hardest to cut out and build due to its size and the cardstock material. I would definitely recommend using an X-Acto knife or another small craft blade to help get clean and precise cuts so you don't accidentally rip or snip an important part. I love the details on this, from the adorable cats on the side to the fine printing baking instructions, which you can actually read on the back. That's excellent dedication right there. We also have the nutrition facts along with both the Team Salvato logo and the DDLC logo to accompany it. This seriously does feel like it could be an official cake mix of sorts, so hey Japan, let's hit this up and make it a real thing, bro. I know you can do it. This prop is honestly just so wild, as it started out as just an April Fool's Day joke to then making its way into official media now, so it's come full circle. Next we have her phone, and while I was originally a bit sad it wouldn't be its own sculpted accessory, I feel it turned out pretty well in papercraft form. This is probably the easiest to put together, and I love all the personal details they added. We got this adorable cat keychain on one side, and on the other we get a little peek at the club chat the girls must have made at some point. I have absolutely no idea what is going on, as it looks like they're just spamming emojis at each other, but sometimes it do be like that, I guess. Next up, we have the exclusive poem for Natsuki's Nendoroid, and oh my goodness, I'm so freaking in love with it. The decoration for this poem just screams cute, but at the same time, it cannot be cute, you know, if you catch my drift. This is another thing I have been loving about the Nendoroids, as each girl comes with a brand new poem to share, which I feel adequately reflects their respective thoughts and writing styles, as well as coming adorned in unique patterning to match their respective girl. Just such an awesome and thoughtful bonus. And lastly, we have a little diary / journal cookbook prop thing. I honestly couldn't decide whether or not this was supposed to be a cookbook or a diary, but for the time being, I decided to interpret it as a diary. Looking back on it though, it probably is supposed to be a cookbook, but I can always swap out the pages later. The detail is amazing on this, from just the little property of Natsuki sign on the back, which is giving me some big Kronk vibes right now, to all the baking stickers and the cat decals. Is just such a thoughtful design. It even has this little cat paw latch which would fold over to hold the book if I get it to stay, as it's one of those type of books, if you know what the ones I'm talking about. This is hands down the best optional part sheet we have yet, so sorry Monika, but you didn't stand a chance today. Also, if you go check out Team Salvato's website, they have a bunch of additional printable goodies to add to the already adorable optional part selection we have, so this is just icing on top of the cake. I am just so in love with all these paper crafts, and while they were much more difficult to put together than Monika's optional parts, I also feel like they were much more rewarding to complete in the end. Every piece just screams Natsuki, and it was so nice to get such personalized details and bonus insights into her style and potential canon items she would probably actually have. So much detail was packed into every piece, and I am really blown away by the thought put into it. Alright, now that we have thoroughly analyzed this Nendoroid through and through, I will give my final thoughts about her. For one thing, Nats is hands down a top 5 Nendoroid right here. She is honestly quite fantastic in my opinion, and while I may not be a Nendoroid expert or anything, I can still tell that Natsuki stands out as a very unique Nendoroid. She has so much love, thought, and care put into her Nendoroid, from her optional parts to the posing capabilities she has, and I think that's beautiful. I feel that Natsuki would be proud if she could see how well her Nendoroid has done for itself, or at the very least finally she could get the satisfaction that her Nendoroid is so high in demand and how much everyone adores it. Now, putting my personal biases aside, if I had to rank Monika and Natsuki against each other, I think I would have to say that Natsuki is now taking the lead out of the Doki Nendoroids so far. I know it kind of hurts to say that because I love Monika's Nendoroids so much, but I have to give Nat her credit with all the bonus perks she comes with. I was very impressed with all the extra parts Natsuki comes with, and I am a bit surprised her price tag isn't higher, to be honest. While Monika may have gotten the larger props, hence the higher price tag, Natsuki got the larger variety of extra parts, which I think is a bit more important in this case. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy to have two wonderful figures of my favorite girls, so it doesn't matter who really comes with more, as long as they can fill our hearts with love. And of course, let's give a big round of kudos to the mighty Shichibi for sculpting our wonderful Dokis to perfection, as well as everyone else who helped bring these figures to our reality. I love both the Doki Nendos we currently have and can't wait to see how well Sayori and Yuri can hold up when we meet them in person next year. It's gonna be some big shoes they have to fill, but I'm curious to see if they can do it. If you can ever get your hands on these guys, snatch them. Period. That's all I have to say about my recommendation. And yeah, I think with that, I'm gonna wrap up there. That's all I wanted to say, and holy crap, I'm so glad I'm done with this review. I was going insane. But anyway, yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, it would be absolutely fantastic if you would consider subscribing, leaving a like, commenting, all that wonderful stuff that helps out the channel, because not only does it make me happy to know you guys like what I do, I also love chatting with you guys in the comments, so if you have something you'd like to say, let's hear it. And yeah, just thanks for stopping by. Sorry this is late, but I'm hoping the quality will make up for my lateness. And yeah, Natsuki definitely deserved it. There's a lot to talk about, and I hope this review does justice for her. So I hope you guys all have a lovely rest of your day or night, wherever you may be. And remember, just Natsuki, because I'm not allowed to make a Monika joke right now.